Happy Thursday, everyone. TJ here for stretch break. Pretty much all you will need is either your floor or if you have a mat, you can totally use that. All right, so starting in a lying position, I want you to bring your knee, whichever knee, into your chest. You could do this particular stretch standing as well if you were actually in an office and you wouldn't want to be lying on the floor. Good job. All right, let's do the other leg. So hugging that knee, wrapping those arms around that lower leg, feeling the stretch into your glutes or into your backside. Excellent. All right, so let's go back to the other leg for a second. So we're going to pull it in, but then I want you to just kind of let it fall to the opposite side. And it may not fall very much, but just still feeling that stretch through your hip. So trying to keep your leg still keeping that contact with your back, being on the floor, and that your hip may be slightly rotated. All right, bring that back to center. And now let's do the other leg. So pull and then move it to the opposite side. Still feeling that stretch through the hip. So I've got my left knee crossed over to the right side. And I'm feeling the stretch even though my knee doesn't move like very much to the opposite side. So just let you know that it doesn't mean that the knee should be touching the floor. Excellent. All right. So left leg bent. And the other leg, the right leg is going to be straight. And again, if you were standing, you could totally do this on a chair. All right, so either grab behind your knee, behind the calf, or if you have really good flexibility, you could grab behind the ankle as long as you're able to keep the leg straight for the most part. So feeling the stretch through the back of the hamstring. Good job. So like I said, my left leg is bent, my foot is flat on the ground, my right leg is straight up in the air, and feeling that stretch. All right, so now let's go right leg bent, right foot on the ground, and then let's straighten the left leg. So either behind the knee or behind the calf, whatever feels comfortable to you. Feeling the stretch as long as it's not too much. Excellent job. All right, so now we're going to cross right ankle over left knee, and you're going to see this so-called hole. So I want you to take your right hand, reach through the hole, and then take your left hand and then just wrap it around, and then just hold. And again, feeling that stretch through your backside. And just breathing in through the nose, out through your mouth. Making sure that that breath is coming more from your stomach or your belly and not so much through your chest. All right, so let's switch and do the other side. So cross the left ankle over the right knee, reach through that hole with the left arm and wrap it around. Grab with the right hand. Again, make sure you're breathing. Excellent job. All right, so turn to your side. And again, if you're standing, you can do this stretch. You'll just be grabbing the top of your foot and you'll be stretching out through your quad. And so remember, from shoulder, hip to knee, you want to keep that straight across. And you don't necessarily need to prop yourself up on your elbow. I think for me, it's out of habit that I do that. So again, feeling the stretch through the front of the leg. Nice job. All right, so push that knee back just a little bit. So still doing the same stretch, but moving your knee backwards just a little bit so you feel the stretch through that bend in your hip when you're sitting. Stretching that out. Nice job. All right, so let's turn it over and let's do the other side. So again, now the left hand is grabbing the top of the left foot, and from shoulder, hip to knee, we're keeping that straight across. If you are on your right side, that is fine, as long as you did your left. All right, excellent. Okay, so let's sit up, just crossing. So crossing the legs, and I want you to reach forward, feeling the stretch through the low back into kind of the underside of your glutes. And I want you to walk it over to the right side, keeping your shoulders facing down towards the floor and feeling that shift or feeling that stretch kind of move off to the side. In this case, if you walked your hands over to the right, you would be feeling it in the left side of your back, your low back. And I want you to slowly walk it over to your left. Excellent job. All right, so we're still sitting. All right, so straighten your leg. I'll just kind of turn just slightly angled. All right, so right leg is going to cross over the left knee, but my left arm is going to cross over to the outside part of my right leg. And I'm going to sit up tall, and I'm going to twist. Still breathing the best that you can. I know it's a little challenging when you've kind of twisted your body. All right, so let's go other side. So now left ankle or left leg is going to cross over that right knee, and the right arm is going to come to the outside part of that left leg. Nice job. All right. So let's get onto hands and knees. So we're going to do our cat-cow stretch. So making sure that your hips are directly over your knees and that your shoulders are directly over your hands. So you may have to bring your hands to be shoulder width apart. And I want you to cat and cow. So cat, cow, cat. So it's a little bit of a spine mobility or spinal movement. Got a lot of muscles that really hold that vertebrae together and in place. sometimes sitting for long periods of time, those muscles get really tight, so you don't feel as flexible or as mobile. Good job. All right, so let's go child's pose. So sitting back onto your heels with your hands in front of you. And again, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And if it helps, you can rest your forehead on your mat, especially if you feel like you have the flexibility to do so. Nice job. All right. So let's go back onto our bottom. And so we're going to do our butterfly stretch just to get the inner thigh. So making sure that your feet, the bottoms of your feet are touching. Now you may not be able to get the back of your heel as close to that center, but if it's farther away from you, that's fine as long as you're still able to feel it through here. And just either lean forward. So if you feel like your flexibility needs a little help, again, having your feet farther away from you and just lean and feeling it through the inner thigh. Otherwise, bring your feet a little closer. Excellent job, everyone. All right, so now let's go kneeling. So again, you could be standing and doing this as well. All right, so kneeling, I'm going to place my right hand on the ground and I'm going to reach over. So while you're reaching it over, I'm just going to slightly angle myself just to show you the next one. All right, so you're still doing this stretch where you're angled over, but now your hand that was on the ground is now going to kind of rest on the back of the heel. And I'm going to slightly just kind of move my hand back. So it's not to the side, it's slightly back, and I'm feeling the stretch through the left side of my core or my stomach. If you have a chair, you could just rest your elbow on the chair and do that same stretch. Or even stand and do the same stretch with the wall. All right, so still kneeling. So now left hand is on the floor. Right hand is going to reach overhead or off to the side, feeling the stretch through your low back, or not low back, sorry, underneath your armpit, which would be your back. Excellent. All right, so now we change to where that left hand is not on the floor, but it's on the back of the heel. And again, you're moving your hand back. So now you're feeling it through the right side of your core. And again, if you have a chair, you can just rest your elbow on the chair. Makes it a little more doable. Otherwise, standing and doing the same stretch. All right, last and final one. Interlock the fingers, place it back behind your head, push your elbows back and push your head back into your hands. And again, it's all about feeling that openness or that stretch through the chest. And again, still breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Excellent job. All right. Okay, so for today's class at 4:30, which is yoga sculpt, Otherwise, we hope to see you guys in the gym, but we know that almost pre-Labor Day weekend. If you guys are going out of town, please be safe, and we will see you next week. All right, bye.
Just noting that this class changes to 2 p.m. and so does the one on Tuesday next week. Okay. See ya.
Awesome.